Hi, I'm Donna Smith, and I am the director of the Social Justice Resource Center, which is a center within Center of Life.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking a moment to speak with us today. Can you tell us a little bit about the center?
Sure. The center is called the Social Justice Resource Center, and it is committed to supporting and promoting the health, safety, and dignity of all people. That is our motto. That's what we go by. So I wanted to make sure that I read that so that I made it clear that that is exactly what we're doing here.
That is so fantastic. So, with that in mind, what are some of the projects that you all are working on?
Well, we do a lot of different projects over the years. We started off during the pandemic, and that was when we did a lot of Zoom calls, and we had a way for folks to check in and let us know what are some of the issues were that they were dealing with.
Okay.
And as we took those types of polls and continue to take those polls even after the pandemic, we began to develop different webinars and seminars, different trainings, different outreach programs, so that we could address some of those issues that people in our community were saying they were facing.
Wow. So, what were some of the issues that you were experiencing or hearing community members speak about during the pandemic and in the time since then?
A lot of the issues in the very beginning were issues of mental health. People felt isolated. They felt like they needed, there were different problems that they were going through, and their voices weren't being heard. And so that was why we decided that the Social Justice Resource Center would make it a priority that we would listen to those, especially those that were experiencing problems, and let them be the experts and let them guide us into how we would move forward. So we would find out what the issues were, and then we would do our research and try and connect with partner organizations throughout the city that had resources that could come and be a help to the community members that were experiencing a little bit of problems. So for instance, it would be, whether it would be for housing or whether it would be for mental health, physical health, social work issues, school issues. Those were the things that we began to research and find out what community partners we could connect with so that we could get those resources to folks.
That's fabulous. And knowing what I know about the city of Pittsburgh, it is one of the places where partnerships really do reign supreme. And so as you're working through getting community members what they need to be successful, to support their families, who were some of these partners that stood by your work?
We had some fabulous partners. The universities were great. We had a lot of partners that were down on Hazelwood Green. I want to say Advanced Robotic Manufacturing, University of Pittsburgh, Carnegie Mellon University, then just other nonprofits that operate within the city, Jada House International, Amachi, just so many different ones, Boys and Girls Club, United Way, just so many different partners that connected with us. And then there were professionals who came on and they shared their expertise with us as far as different experiences that community members were having. So we had social workers come on, we had doctors provide seminars for us, we had teachers provide seminars for us, we had just a myriad of people who came in to just help us to navigate some of the issues that go on within our city.
And I'm sure that was such a relief for community members and residents who were able to participate in those calls, in those meetings, to have subject matter experts available, at their disposal to ask these questions, to get feedback, to get clarity, but also for the Social Justice Resource Center as, the community ambassador to be there to, galvanize those relationships. That sounds like such an exciting position to be in. How have you been received by community members? Have you received any feedback from?
Yes, we have. We've received so much feedback because we took the approach that we were bringing together experts that had actually experienced the problems and the bureaucracy that goes along with trying to navigate these different systems. That would be the community members, and then the experts that were actually working within those systems.
Yes.
And bringing the two of them together to find issues and answers to problems that if you're working within the system, you may not understand how difficult it is to navigate and to find answers.
I see.
And so bringing those two sides together has helped so much in just alleviating the problem, or if not alleviating it, at least providing a pathway to get to an answer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as you look to the future, as you look to potentially the new building on Hazelwood Green, as you look to expanding partnerships, what's on the horizon for the Social Justice Resource Center?
We are just so very proud of all of the different partnerships that we have created over the last few years. And we feel as though having a space where folks can come in and actually have those listening sessions, have a place where they can feel heard and seen and work on problems together would just be an excellent addition to what we're doing.
That's wonderful. So I know that there's going to be space in the center for the Social Justice Resource Center itself. What do you imagine for external activities outside of the building to be able to energize community members and show them your presence and creativity?
I'm sure. We are doing seminars and webinars and bringing in outside partners that can participate in some of the other activities that Center of Life is doing.
Okay.
And so tabling at events, being there during concerts, having different connections with politicians. Even though we're a nonpartisan organization, we listen to everybody, and working towards making the city a more just, a more safe, a more equitable place is really our main function.
That's incredible. Ms. Donna, thank you so much for taking a moment to speak with us and inform us on the great things that the Social Justice Resource Center is doing and plans to do in the future. As we think about the community hub that's going to be down on Hazelwood Green, how do you envision the Social Justice Resource Center playing a role in that space?
I think it would be wonderful for the Social Justice Resource Center to have a safe space where folks can come in when they want to, parents, guardians, and they can have tough conversations with their loved ones in a place where they feel supported and protected. I think that would be a really wonderful thing for us to have.
That's really incredible. And this will be available to parents and guardians of just students, or would this be available to all community residents and members in the region?
All community members,
Wow,
it would be
okay.
wonderful. And to have experts there that can provide that support depending upon whatever the problem is. We want it to be an open door policy where everyone feels welcome and everyone can have a chance to connect with those that they care most about. We work so closely with these community partners, and the wonderful thing is about we have a shared values of dignity, inclusion, and community-led solutions. That is what I think is so important, is that we're working together to uplift the community together.
Now, as you talk about being in the center and being available for community members, families, students to come in their own time to receive resources, what are some of the resources that are going to be available? How are you able to coordinate with other partners that are in the area? What does that process look like?
So one of the things that we want to do is to always be on the forefront of all the different research organizations that exist within the city.
Okay.
And so we want to research outside organizations, and we have a list here of referral partners Some of the things that the referral partners do is they offer physical and mental health services. They provide housing and shelter assistance, legal advocacy, food and nutrition programs. We know that right now we are going through somewhat of a traumatic experience across the country with food insecurity. So we also want to be able to connect people with employment resources and just be there to offer that type of crisis support so that we all can learn, heal, and thrive.
Ms. Donna, thank you so much for your time, for your wisdom and insight, and we look forward to chatting with you maybe a little bit later today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.